Chapter 1: Total Quality Management Evolution.
Quality starts with understanding the needs of the customers. This all started the foundation of TQM. Even before research already begun through asking questions in the right order which replaced the strategy from generation to generation. The foundation of quality control is as old as business industry itself. The concept was introduced during the Industrial Revolution. It was the time when a worker no longer made a whole product, instead he made a part only. It was decline in workmanship because of this most manufactured product. During that period were not that complicated, quality was not greatly affected. In fact, because productivity improved, there was also a decrease in cost. Inspection after production became necessary because the products became more complicated and jobs more specialized. Historical background. It was 1924 when Walter A. Shewhart of Bell Telephone Laboratories developed a statistical chart for control of product variable. This chart is considered to be the beginning of statistical quality control. In the same decade, Harold F. Dodge and Harry G. Romig, both of Bell Telephone Laboratories, developed the area of acceptance sampling as a substitute for 100% inspection. In 1980s to 1990s, a new phase of quality control and management began. This became known as total quality management. Having observed the Japan's success of employing quality issues, Western companies started to introduce their own quality initiatives. TQM developed as catch-all phrase for the broad spectrum of quality-focused strategies. Programs and techniques during this period became the center of focus for the Western quality movement.
Definition of TQM: Total Quality Management is an improvement to the traditional way of doing business. It is a proven technique to guarantee survival amid world-class competition. Only by changing the action of management will the culture and action of an entire organization be transformed. TQM is for the most part common sense as stated by D.H. Westerveld. Total quality management is mainly concerned with continuous improvement in all work. It is a long-term planning. It is the consistent improvement in the quality. It is a never-ending process. Analyzing the three words such as total, made up the whole, quality, degree of excellence a product or service provides. Management, it is a process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. An act of manner of handling, controlling, directing, etc. Therefore, TQM is the art of managing the whole to achieve excellence. TQM covers all the set rules, regulations, and guidelines and principles and standards that contributes in improving the organization. It is a continuous process of improvement for individual and the whole organization. It is the application human resources to improve all the process within an organization to satisfy the needs of customer consistently.
6 basic concepts of TQM. 1. A committed and involved management to provide long-term top-to-bottom organizational support. 2. An unwavering focus on the customer both internally and externally. 3. Effective involvement and utilization of the entire workforce. 4. Continuous improvement of the business and production process. 5. Treating suppliers as partners. 6. Establish performance measures for the processes.
Transformation to TQM. A business organization cannot start the transformation to TQM until it is aware that the quality of the product or service must be improved. Awareness comes in when a business organization loses market share or realize that the quality and productivity go hand in hand. It also happens if TQM is mandated by the customer or if management realizes that TQM is better way to operate a business and compete in domestic and foreign markets. According to E. Deming, quality improvement is not limited to the conformance of the product to specification. It also involves the inherent quality in the design of the system. The prevention of product and process problems is more desirable objective than taking corrective action after the product is manufactured or a service rendered. Meaning of quality. When quality is used, we usually think of an excellent product or service that satisfies or exceeds our expectations. These expectations are based on the intended use and the selling price. When a product surpasses our expectations, we always considered it as a quality product, as stated by D.A. Garvin.
The Deming philosophy. According to D.H. Chesterfield, Dr. W. Edward Deming was influenced of Dr. Walter Shewhart, who pioneered statistical process control or SPC at Bell Laboratories. Both spent much time together during the late 1920s under Sir Ronald Fisher, who pioneered design of experiments. During World War II, E. Deming taught statistical quality control as a part of wartime production effort. In 1950, he taught SPC concept and the importance of quality to the leading CEOs of Japanese industries. 14 Deming points as a theory for management for improvement of quality, productivity, and competitive position. 1. Create and publish the aims and the purpose of the organization. 2. Learn the new philosophy. 3. Understand the purpose of inspection. 4. Stop awarding business based on price alone. 5. Improve constantly and forever the system. 6. Institute training. 7. Teach and institute leadership. 8. Drive out fear, create trust, and create a climate for innovation. 9. Optimize the effort of team, groups, and staff areas. 10. Eliminate exhortation for the workforce. 11. Eliminate numerical quotas for workforce and management by objectives. 12. Remove barriers and rob people of pride of workmanship. 13. Institute a vigorous program of education and self-improvement for everyone. 14. Put everybody in the company to work accomplishing the transformation.
Impediments of TQM. A considerable amount of training in the six-stated concept is needed to overcome these impediments to TQM. Also, the channels of communication will need to be improved and developed.
Chapter 2. Quality Cost.
Cost of quality, or COQ, is defined as the methodology that allows an organization to determine the extent to which its resources are used for activities that prevent poor quality, that appraise the quality of the organization's products or service, and that result from internal and external failures. Philip Crosby demonstrates what a powerful tool could be to raise awareness of the importance of quality. He referred to the measure as a price of nonconformance and argued that organizations choose to pay for poor quality.
Failure cost. First is the internal failure cost. It happens before the product is delivered to the client, before it is shipped, or before it was provided with a service. Now it is a waste. Waste is occur when holding the stocks become too long because of miscommunication of both parties. Failure cost. It is the external failure cost. It happened after the product is delivered to the customer. The customer have the defective product. For the repairs and servicing, you can replace the product immediately to the customers. Warranty claims. Warranty claims and repair servicings are alike because you both replace the product. For the complaints, if the customer complains, you should listen to it, apologize, and say it will be replaced by a new one. For the returns, when the customer returns the product, you should investigate it first.
Hi again, I'm Angela, reporting the reducing the cost of quality failure prevention. In my opinion, these help to reduce the cost quality failure. For example, use time management and efforts in order to make good system that may lead to success. Let's define scrap warranty. It was material used during manufacture but not included in the complete good. The cost of these waste materials is accounted for in the computation of the total cost of low quality since it does not contribute value to the company. There are things that you cannot see in failure costs. When failure costs occur, there's also hidden failure that no one noticed, like the management time, delivery problems, and so many more. So we need prevention costs to avoid a failure. Prevention is the key to reduce the failure costs.
Chapter 3. Leadership Effectiveness.
A leader is someone who gives people a sense of purpose and inspiration. A leader is someone who provides their team with the resources and encouragement they need to succeed. A good leader would think of all ways to reward staff members and so motivate them. When we talk about leadership, we mean the ability to work well with others on a team or organization so that others will adopt your interpersonal style. Organization success is seen to be significantly influenced by effective leadership. Leadership is defined as a process of social influence, which maximizes the efforts of others towards the attainment of greater good. It's crucial to remember the influence that rank or title is the key factor in this concept. It is also demonstrates the social component of effective leadership, which makes use of values that contributions of multiple people rather than just one.
Leadership style in terms of Filipino culture. Fundamental indigenous values have a strong foundation in Filipino culture. This included emphasizing social acceptance, connection, and family. Then social values were combined with the philosophy of Spanish Catholicism, American Westernization, and Chinese mercantilism. This is the reason why Filipino leadership is what is today. We have a lot of ideologies when it comes to leadership style in terms of Filipino culture. In the Filipino culture, there are examples of leadership including the pakiramdam, takutan, kulit, and pachamba-chamba, according to the management and culture of the Philippines.
Characteristics of effective leadership. In terms of characteristics of a leadership, we have first to determine the quality of a person or individual to perform his or her job as a leader. First thing we can see her is being passionate and competitive in the workplace. To be able to identify the most important characteristics of a successful leader, the leader should emphasize improvement rather than maintenance, encourage collaboration rather than competition, continually demonstrate their commitment to quality, choose suppliers on the basis of quality, not price, give priority attention to external and internal customers and their needs.
Strategic planning. According to John Ardu, there are 7 fundamental steps to strategic quality planning, starting with the premise that quality and customer satisfaction are at the core of an organization future. The process unfolds. It brings together all the stakeholders. These 7 fundamental steps are customers' needs, customer positioning, predict the future, gap analysis, closing the gap, alignment, and lastly, implementation.
Chapter 4. Total Quality Management Implementation. One of the best technical tools for improving product and service quality is Statistical Process Control, or SPC. There are 7 basic techniques, the word statistical. Furthermore, this technical tool not only controls the process, but has the capability to improve it as well.
Pareto diagram. This principle serves as a general reminder that the relationship between inputs and outputs is not balanced. 80% of consequences come from 20% of the causes. Example, 80% of the financial advisor's revenue should come from the top 20 clients. Process flow diagram. The diagram makes it easy to visualize the entire system, identify potential trouble spots, and locate control activities. Cause and effect diagram. The effect is the quality characteristic that needs improvement. Causes are sometimes broken down into major causes of work methods, materials, measurement, people, equipment of the environment. Checklists or check sheets. The check sheet is a simple document that is used for the collecting data real time at the location where the data is generated.
Histogram. It gives sufficient information about a quality problem to provide basis for decision making without further analysis. They can also be compared in regard to location, spread, and shape. Scatter diagram. The scatter diagram graphs pairs of numerical data with one variable on each axis to look for a relationship between them. PDSA cycle. Plan, Do, Study, Act is an alternative four-step problem-solving process typically used in business process improvement. Plan. Establish the objectives and processes necessary to deliver results in accordance with expected output. Do. Implement the new processes, often on a small scale if possible. Study. Evaluate the new processes and compare the results against the expected result to ascertain any differences. Act. Analyze the difference to determine their causes.
Welcome. Chapter 5. ISO Certification. What is ISO certification? This can arise either because the organization accepted a commitment it did not have the capability to meet or had the capability but failed to manage it effectively. Assets are procedures that cover all key processes in the business monitoring process to ensure they are effective. Number 3, facilitation, continual improvement of quality management system. Quality management system. A quality management system, QMS, is a set of policies, processes, and procedures required for planning and execution, production, development, service, and the core business area of an organization, etc. Areas that can impact the organization's ability to meet customer requirements. ISO 9001 is an example of quality management system. A QMS integrates the various internal processes within the organization and intends to provide a process approach for project execution. A process-based QMS enables the organizations to identify, measure, control, and improve the various core business processes that will ultimately lead to improved business performance. A complete ISO 9001 quality management system must address all the requirements of ISO 001. Including this ISO 001 documentation requirements is to seek to recognize interested party requirements including license to trade, guidelines, customer requirements, and the chosen management system standards. Measure, monitor, and report the performance of the QMS. A quality management systems focus on being centered of the customers and consumers of the good or service, actively providing that customer with the best value possible. Top management is to support and provide adequate resources to achieve goals. Documentation of QMS processes is maintained. The 3 primary processes of a management system. 1. Core processes. There are outputs and the identification of significant environment aspects and impacts. Number 2. Key supporting processes such as those for maintaining awareness of legal requirements, ensuring competency of employees, and etc. And lastly, 3. Management is system supporting processes such as customer satisfaction. Chapter 6. Total quality management suggests an organizational desire to meet or exceed customers' expectations to the point that customers are delighted. Business organization must give its customers a quality product or a service that meets their needs, a reasonable price, on-the-time delivery, and outstanding service. To achieve this level, the organization must continually examine their quality system to see if it's responsive to ever-changing customer requirements and expectations. Customer satisfaction, not increasingly profits, must be the primary goal for the organization. It is the most important consideration because satisfied customers will lead to increase in profits. Total satisfaction is achieved when the offers matches the need or exceeded the expectation. One fundamental concept of TQM is continuous focus on customers, both internal and external. Customer satisfaction and service quality. They are interrelated. The higher the service quality, the higher is the customer satisfaction. The term quality focuses on standard or specification that a service generating organization promises. One of the fundamentals of TQM philosophy is continuous process improvements. This concept implies that there is no acceptable quality level. Therefore, the customer's needs, values, or expectations are constantly changing and becoming more and more demanding. Factors and influence the purchase show that following ranking according to the American Society for Quality Control, reputation. The factors of performance, features, and warranty are part of the product quality. Therefore, it is evident that product quality and service are more important than price. Performance involves fitness for use. This praise tells that product quality and services is ready for the customer's use of the time of sale. 2. Features. Identifiable features of attributes of a product or service are psychological, time-oriented, contractual, ethical, and technological. Features are the secondary characteristics of the product or service. Service thus emphasize on customer service in greatly emerging as methods for business organizations to give the customers added value. Customer service inevitable. It's made of the small things and other genius improve. 3. Warranty. This represents a business organization's public promise of a quality product supported by a guarantee of customer satisfaction. This requires the organization to focus on the customer's definition of product and service quality. This also motivates customer to buy a service by reducing the risk of the purchase decision and generates more sales for existing customers by enhancing loyalty. Customers are constantly evaluating one business organization's products and own services against those of its competitors to determine who provides that greater. Effective communication, Chapter 7. What is effective communication? Effective communication is an indispensable instrument of organizational success because without communication, one remains isolated and stranded. Effective communications occurs when the desired effect is the results of intentional or unintentional sharing of information, which is interpreted by multiple entities and act upon in the desired manner. Effective communication should generate the desired effect and maintain the effect with the potential to increase the impact of the message. Serves the purpose for which it was planned or desired. Possible purposes may be to bring about change, to generate action, to create understanding, to inform, or to communicate a certain idea or point of view. Every organization than the specific position offers opportunity for motivation such as improving morale, improving job skills, utilizing properly and timely communication skills, having a safe work environmental, exercising good management skills, Acknowledging the job security is important. Developing a good communication system. These are theories that support the idea of motivation, and one of these expressed in hierarchy theory by Dr. Abraham H. Maslow. This hierarchy is consisted of 5 levels: survival, security, social esteem, and self-actualization. Another theory is Theory X, authored by Sigmund Freud. Avoid work, no ambition, no initiative, do not take responsibility, needs security. To make the employees work, 1. Reward, coerce, intimidate, or punish. Friedrich Herbert has divided the motivational aspects of human beings, hygiene theory, and the motivation. The hygiene theory and team building summary. Friedrich Herbert is the father of motivation hygiene theory. The hygiene theory is the minimum that every employer requires for not being dissatisfied. Without the above, the employee will get dissatisfied. There are the basic needs for their offers are needed to motivate the employees. The theory consists of 2 factors: the hygiene theory and motivation factor. Team building. Team building is a fundamental part of the empowerment process. One basic barrier in team building is resistance from supervisors. Supervisors play a key role in effective team building, and without their support, it will fail. A team is defined as a group of individuals working together to achieve common goals and objectives. Teams are successful because of the emphasis placed on individuals. Modern processes are more complex, requiring the involvement of individual. Team trainings. Working as team is a new concept for many employees. Training is a very important for an effective team. Your training must be experimental because the trainees will retain 20% of what they do. Training should be practical. When possible, role-playing and case study should be used. Performance appraisal. The objective of performance appraisal is to improve performance. Let employees know how they are doing and provide basis for promotions, salary increases, unselling, and other purposes related to an employee. Further, there should be a good relationship between employee and the supplier. Employees recognition and award. Recognition and reward have important role in motivation and employee satisfaction. They are powerful moves for letting employees know they are important member. Benefits of employees: involving employees, empowering them and bringing them in the decision-making process provide the opportunity for continuous process improvement. Benefits can be derived from the employees' involvement as stated by D.H. Bisterfields. Employees make better decisions using their experts' knowledge of the process. 1. Employees are more likely to implement. Number 2. Employees are better able to spot. Number 3. Employees are better able to make immediate corrective actions. Number 4. Employee involvement and reduce labor. Employee involvement increases morale by creating a feeling of belonging to the organization. Let's learn continuous process improvement, chapter 8. Let's define continuous process improvement. It is the ongoing improvement of products, services, or processes through incremental and breakthrough improvements. It doesn't only mean that a business should make change along the way when things aren't working smoothly. Instead, continuous process improvements is an actual type of work style that is designed to continuously review results and rapidly adapt new measurements when deemed necessary. Provide higher value overall for a business. While it's always desirable to achieve efficiency, that could come at the cost of decreased quality if the changes implemented without a close eye or too quickly. The benefits of continuous process improvement: reduce cost, less errors, best outcomes, more efficient process, reduced bottlenecks, more satisfied customers, more productive and healthy customers. The impact of continuous process improvement and its related benefits will depend on where you choose to focus. It will also depend on your current operations and processes because they define the room for improvement. The great news is that no matter how big or small your improvements may be, they have the potential to have impact on your employees as well as your customers. What are the first steps of continuous process improvements? As one of the most popular tools for continuous process improvement, mainly rely on the plan, do, check, act, or the PDCE cycle. Plan, identify an opportunity for change. Do, implement the change on a small scale to test. Check, the review results by analyzing data to determine if the change was successful. Act, if the change proves successful based on the data, then it's time to implement it on a broader scale. How to improve process performance? As you try to improve process efficiency, make sure to follow these steps. 1. Map up your existing process when examining your process. First, translate the obscure into the concrete. Number 2, identify value and the bottlenecks. Build out the process, communicate changes. What steps could be taken to improve employee satisfaction? Offer a competitive salary as per employer suggestion. Number 3, be transparent. Get creative with benefits. Listen to employee concerns. Why job satisfaction does not result in increased performance? Therefore, job satisfaction does not directly offer job performance, even though job satisfaction is quite high. This is because they tend to be satisfied with the same things as an everyday routine in annual periods. As a result, that does not directly fix job performance. What are the impact of job satisfaction on work outcomes? High job satisfaction may lead to improving productivity, decreased turnover, and more improved attendance, reduced accidents, less job stress, and less organization. If employees feel that their jobs are fun and interesting, they will be more willing to give extra effort to work. What is the impact of satisfied and disqualified employees in a workplace? Dissatisfied employees are more likely to quit their jobs or to be absent than satisfied employees. Job satisfaction shows correlations with turnover and absenteeism, decision to retire. The Jordan Trilogy. According to Dr. Joseph Engeran, there are three components of process improvements. 1. Planning. It starts with external customers which are determined in marketing. There are numerous external customers making Pareto diagrams useful in determining the vital few. B. Control. Used by operating forces in meeting the products, process, and the service requirements and use feedback loop. The statistical process of control is PC for achieving controls, histogram controls, charts, and scatters. Improvements. What is Kaizen? Kaizen is a Japanese word which refers to the philosophy that defines management role in continuously encouraging and implementing small improvements involving everyone. Kaizen highly depends on a culture that encourages suggestions by operators who continuously try to improve jobs or a process. Kaizen is achieved through workplace effectiveness. 5 tools refers to the management tools that focuses on fostering and sustaining high-quality housekeeping. The 5 practices are as follows: SERI, or sort, separating, eliminating unnecessary things, stripping, arranging things in order for easier, maintaining the cleanliness of machinery and work environments, systematize, making cleaning and checking a routine, standardizing in steps. Kaizen is achieved eliminating waste, staying, and discrepancy or more. In respect of the following, the three must or reduce or eliminated. 1. Human resources. 2. Products volumes. 3. Inventory materials. 4. Time. 5. Working space. 6. Machinery. 7. Technique. And 8. Facilities. 9. Tools and jigs. Thinking. Standardization. Kaizen stresses interdization with representing the best, easiest, and safest way to carry out a job, representing the best way to present know-how and expertise, involves means in measuring performance and standardization. Standards or procedures that are used in organization for maintenance and improvement of a process. Standards that training programs, standards audit, standardized procedures for preventing occurrence of errors, and minimizing variability.
I'm Myra Viñas from VIT4C FSM and I'm going to discuss the topic Chapter 9 Supplier Partnership. Importance of suppliers. Suppliers are important in every business because they are the one that provides services, products, and or materials to our business organization. Partnering is a long-term commitment between two or more business organizations for the purpose of attaining specific goals and objectives by maximizing the effectiveness of each participant's resources. Three elements to a partnering relationship according to Rusty Haggard. Number 1, long-term commitment provides the needed environment for both parties to work towards continuous improvements. Number 2, trust. Mutual trust form the basis for a strong working relationship. 3, shared vision ensures a common direction and must be aligned with each party's mission. Three types of sourcing is stated by A as what? Sold, only one organization produces the item, so the business organization is forced to use only one supplier. Multiple, the use of two or more suppliers for an item. Single, the business organization specifically select one supplier for an item. Supplier selection, there are three questions that need to be clarified before the business organization shall decide whether or not to produce or outsource a particular item, such as how critical is the item to the design of the product or service? Does the business organization have the technical knowledge to produce the items internally? If not, should we develop that knowledge? Are there suppliers who specialize in producing the item? If not, is the organization willing to develop such a specialized
Principles of customer or supplier relations. Karu Ishikawa recommended 10 principles to ensure quality products and services and eliminate unsatisfactory conditions between the customer and supplier. 1. Both the customers of supplier are fully responsible for the control quality. 2. Both customer and supplier should be independent from each other and respect each other's independence. 3. The customer is responsible to provide the supplier with clear and sufficient requirements. 4. Both the customer and supplier should enter into a non-adversarial contract. 5. Supplier is responsible for providing the quality that will satisfy the customer. 6. Both the customer and supplier should decide the method to evaluate the quality of the product or service to satisfy both parties. 7. Both the customer and supplier should establish in the contract the method by which they can reach an amicable settlement of any dispute that may arise. 8. Customers and suppliers should continuously exchange information that will improve the quality of the product or service. 9. Both the customers and suppliers should be perform business activities so that an amicable and satisfactory relationship is maintained. 10. Both the customer and supplier should always have the best interest of the end of user in mind. This certificate indicates that the sum provides acceptable quality on-time delivery at the lowest cost. These are the benefits to certification. 1. Eliminates receiving inspection. 2. A customer-supplier partnership is created with each partner being responsible for their appropriate quality. 3. It also reduces the number of suppliers to a manageable level. This is based on quality, delivery, and service. A score is given to each category by means of numerical value. These are 4 things that are needed for relationship development. 1. Inspection. 2. Training. 3. Team approach. 4. Recognition and award.
I'm Steven Clark E. Umanos, Chapter 10, Performance Measures. Basic concept of measures. Performance measures play an important part in the overall success or failure of a business organization. Production activity use measures such as defect per million, inventory turns, on-time delivery. Service activities use measures such as billing error, sales per square feet, engineering change, activity time. The Malcolm Baldrige Criteria for Performance Excellence. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, or MBNQA, recognizes United States companies that successfully implement quality management systems. The award not only shines a light on the achievements of a single company, but also raises awareness of the importance of the quality management. The criteria focuses on managing all the components of an organization as a whole, cybersecurity risk, and understanding the role of risk management within a system perspective or organizational performance management. Six Sigma, a quality management methodology used to help businesses improve current processes, product, or services by discovering and eliminating defects. The goal of the streamlined quality control in manufacturing or business processes so there is little to no variance throughout. Two sub-methodologies of Six Sigma, DMAIC and DMADB.
Chapter 11, Benchmarking. Good day everyone, I am Joey Jane Pineda and I will be discussing the definitions of benchmarking by L.S. Pryor. Benchmarking is measuring performance against the best-in-class organizations, determining how the best-in-class achieve those performance levels, and using the information as the basis for goals, strategies, and implementation. Reasons to benchmarking. It is a tool to attain business and competitive objectives. It is powerful and effective when used for the right reasons and aligned with organizational strategy. It is not a remedy that can replace all other quality efforts or management processes. It is must still determined by business organizations which markets to serve and decide the strength that will enable them to gain competitive advantage. It is one tool to help business organizations develop those strengths and lessen weaknesses. Process of benchmarking. It is a strategy larger businesses can use to compare the performance of their internal branches. Business organizations that benchmark adopt the process to best fit their own needs and culture, although the number of steps in the process may vary from organization to organization. Here are the following 6 steps contain the core techniques.
Hi, I'm Joel Bernardo. 1. Selecting what to a benchmark. It is a commonly expressed in terms of vision and mission statement. It is usually referred to as a critical success factor. Critical processes are commonly made of any number of processes. When deciding what to a benchmark, it is good to start by thinking about the vision, mission, and critical success factors. Also, the benchmarker can analyze the process looking for a high-impact application. 2. Understanding the present performance. To compare practices to outside benchmark, it's important properly understand and document the present process. Several techniques such as flow diagram, cause and effect diagram aid understanding. Attention must be given to input and output. Thankful questioning is necessary to determine circumstances that resolve expectation to the normal routine. In documenting the process, it is necessary to quantify. It is a unit measure must be determined. These are a metric that will compare during the benchmarking processes. Example, unit cost, hourly rates, asset measures, quality measures. 3. Benchmarking planning, a business technique that enables to better planning strategy by examining other examples of the best practices used by competitions or industry. Action could be used to evaluate product, service, processes, or functions. Benchmarking planning in a learning process. In other words, the entire purpose of a benchmarking in a to learn. When internal process are understood and documented, it is possible to make a decision about how to conduct the study. This is where the team should decide what type of benchmarking to perform, what type of data are to be collected, and method of collection. 4. Study first. It is a devotion of the time and attention to acquiring knowledge or information. A detailed investigation and analysis of a substance or situation, especially in a performance benchmarking. A benchmark study measures and compares usability metrics against the baseline studies. Such as study are typically run on regular basis, monthly, quarterly, yearly, to see the changes over the time. 5. Learning from a data. Learning from a data generated in a benchmarking study involve answering series of questions. 1. Is there a gap between organization performance and the performance of the best in a class organization? 2. What is the gap? How much it is? 3. What is the gap? What does the best in class do differently that is a better? 4. If the best in a class practices were adopted, what would be the resulting improvement? 6. Using the findings. When the benchmarking study show a negative gap in a performance, the objective is to change the process to close the gap. If a change is not the result, the process has been wasted of time. To effect changes, the finding must be communicated to the people within the business organization who can enable to improvements. The finding must be translated to goal and objectives, and action plans be developed to implement the process. Basic criticism of a benchmarking. The most persistent criticism of a benchmarking comes from the idea of copying others. Find someone who executes a process better than you do and copy what they do. It shows criticism. 1. Benchmarking is not a cure or remedy. 2. It is not a strategy nor is intended to be a business philosophy and improvement tool. 3. Breakdown into process owners and managers feel treated or do not accept the act on the findings. 4. All things change in a fact. What was state of the art yesterday may not be today. 5. Benchmarking is not a substitute for innovation. It is a source of ideas from outside an organization. 6. Business success depends on setting and achieving goals and objectives. 7. Force an organization to get goals and objectives based on external reality. Consumers don't care if a process achieves 30% year-to-year productivity. 8. They care about quality, cost delivery, and the amount they are going to pay.
Chapter 12, Quality Function Development. Hi, I'm Jen L. Biong. Quality Function Deployment Team is a structured approach of defining customer needs or requirements and translating them into specific plans to produce products to meet those needs. 1. The voice of the customer is described as unstated and stated customer needs or requirements. 2. The voice of the customer is captured in a variety of ways. 3. The understanding of the customer needs is then summarized in a product planning matrix or house of quality. These matricals are used to translate higher level what's or need into lower level how. Product requirements or technical characteristics to satisfy these needs. 4. While the quality function development matrix are a good communication tool at each step in the process, the matricals are the means and not the end. The real value is the process of communication and decision making with QFD. 5. QFD is oriented toward involving a team of people representing the various functional departments that have involvement in product development.
My name is John Melvin Legaspi. I'm going to discuss two types of team. One is new product team. Is a group of people who oversee the process of a new product design. And two, existing product team is a group of people who inform and disseminated the information about existing product. Meetings are conducted is the most efficient manners and members are well informed how good the QFD process ID working at each meeting. Number one is defining the priorities of project also. Number two, providing clearly defined scope of the project. And three, compose the member of marketing, design, quality, finance, and production. 4. Utilize time and inter-team communication. 5. Time effectively is essential in getting project done on schedule. 6. Using inter-team communication will alleviate unforeseen problem. Team leader should assure the duration of the meeting will rely on how the team members are coming from, define whether the participants are coming from around the world or everyone is local.
Hi, I'm Hazel Sena, Quality Function Development. Quality Function Development. House of Quality is an effective management tool to drive the design process and production process with the main aim of satisfying the customer needs. The benefits of QFD are 1. A systematic way of obtaining information and presenting it. 2. Shorter product development cycle. 3. Considerably reduced startup cost. 4. Fewer engineering changes. 5. Reduced chance to overnights during design process. 6. An environmental of teamwork. 7. Consensus decision. 8. Everything is preserved in writing. 9. It facilitates identification of the cause of customers' complaints and makes it easier to make prompt remedial action. 10. It is useful tool for improving product quality. 11. It is used tool for competitive analysis of product quality. 12. It's stabilize quality. 13. It cuts down on rejects and rework at the product site. 14. It decreases claims sustainability. 15. Marketing benefit are obtained by identifying sales point.
Quality function deployment process. 1. Quality function deployment begins with product planning, continues with product design and process design, and finishes with process control, quality control, testing, equipment maintenance, and training. 2. Quality function deployment by its very structure and planning approach requires that more time be spent upfront in the development process, making sure that the team determines, understands, and agrees with what needs to be done before plugging into design activities. 3. Quality function deployment is an extremely useful methodology to facilitate communication, planning, and decision-making within the product development team.